This is the EWN Podcast Network.
Ever wondered how you could turn your side hustle into a full-time gig and spend more time together?
Hi, I'm Vikki, a #1 best-selling author.
And I'm John, a retired Los Angeles police officer. Welcome to Dig the Well, where we help couples navigate the world of business.
We've been married for 35 years, and because we built a successful side business, John retired 9 years earlier than he originally planned from the Los Angeles Police Department after 25 years on the job. Now we spend more time together, and we want to help couples like you do the same.
Join us as we help you overcome common obstacles, and we show you how to make extra income without sacrificing family time.
Ready to dig deep and build your well? Let's get started. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Dig the well.
Yay.
Are you ready for March? Are you ready to talk about luck? Right? We are going to talk about luck today and how that plays into your role as a business person.
Yeah, we got lucky. The last couple of episodes, we were in Tulum, Mexico, and we got lucky because we missed, the downpour of rain here that happened. Now it's sunny again, but we need the rain.
Yeah. So, John, do you want to kick it off?
I'm going to have you launch this one. I already talked about the rain.
Hey, before we jumped on, we had a little banter, as we always do, that you guys don't get to hear. And you said something about Joe Rogan. I can't believe it. You guys, you got to hear this.
What, that our podcast has more views than Joe Rogan.
And if you believe that,
that's funny.
We've got some ice to sell you in Alaska. Anyway, I don't know. No, but John said that. Hey, Vic, did you hear our podcast has more views than Joe Rogan? No, we're joking.
Yeah, I think
everybody knows
that. Everyone knows
so,
that.
But seriously, March 17th is coming up, and that if you grew up in the United States, you were a kid, and they still celebrate it back then, it's St. Patrick's Day. And they talk about luck and leprechauns and all those fun things. And we are still talking about it. I actually asked somebody that has kids, and that hasn't been taken out of the schools yet.
I'm kind of envious of the people who live back in other parts of the country, especially over on the east, where they actually dye the rivers green, and they really have a big celebration. We don't really see that out here.
Chicago has that big river that they always make green.
Yeah, there's a couple of cities that do that, which I think is really cool. And then I guess we have Cinco de Mayo, which they probably don't celebrate as much as we do out here. So.
Yeah, and Cinco de Mayo is really cool out here in California. Yeah,
we should celebrate both.
Cinco de Mayo.
Oh, boy.
You're getting a peek into our household. I'll break out in a song, or I'll dance, or I'll snap. We haven't talked about snapping.
You're the snapper.
I'm a snapper.
Yeah.
So much so our kids do that too now. At least John, our son does. It's kind of funny. But
so what about luck?
But luck, yes, back to luck. So for us, the Downey family, it's we have a philosophy on luck. And I think it's because we're entrepreneurs, and we know personally, we believe there is no such thing as luck. So John was having fun saying, we got lucky when we were gone. But when it comes to business, what I tell our kids, I've always said, and I'm curious what you say, but I've always said, instead of good luck when they were, going to go play football, or Misa's cheerleading competition, or John's weightlifting, I'll say, you don't need me to say good luck. You create your own luck. Right? We just don't believe in the fact that there is such a thing as luck.
I think people mistake, and sometimes when things go well, I think people mistake timing with luck, or I don't know what it is. It's a combination maybe of folks that have good timing and who make proper decisions and take action on those decisions and have a pretty good work ethic. And if you put all that together and you're successful, people call you lucky.
Right. Exactly.
Right. I remember I used to hear that at work quite a bit because they knew that, Vikki and I do things on the side, had other businesses all along. And when someone would say, hey, I saw you guys or heard you guys did really well, or something really, really nice happened, or got a different car, a nice car or something. And I say, wow, you got the car and this and that. How much is that? And I said, no, we paid for it cash or whatever the deal is, right? They say,
Right.
oh, you got lucky. And I'm thinking, no, there wasn't any luck involved in it.
And you're like dead serious when you talk to them. And they're kind of like, I look at their faces and they're kind of like, oh, because most people say, oh, you're so lucky or I'm lucky.
Right. And I think a lot of people say, yeah, I know, I really was. And I don't know. I don't believe that it was luck. So I don't say, yeah, you're right. I always say, no, luck had nothing to do with it.
And you're silent. I love your silence for a while and let them stew on it.
And it's not like I'm trying to rub anyone's nose in it or anything like that. It's like some people, they win the lottery, right?
Yeah.
And whatever. I mean, the odds are so against that. And I don't want to act like, like a jackass.
Yeah.
But it's not luck. And when people would ask, like, what do you mean it's not luck? I'm like, well, what part of it do you think was lucky? Did I just find the keys on the ground and nobody claimed it? And no.
Right. You
Vikki
worked
and I
hard for your money.
for it, right?
Yeah.
And part of it is we were presented with a business opportunity, and we have been throughout our lives. And it just so happens the one that we've stuck with for 13 years now, or 12 and a half years now, has been just a crazy good
godsend,
right?
Too. Yeah.
And we thank God that this came to us, that he put this in front of us. But it isn't just that, right? We all have great opportunities that come our way, but a lot of it has to do with, do you recognize it? Do you see it? Like they say, opportunity knocks only once.
Right.
And so when opportunity, I say opportunity, when opportunity knocks on your door, did you hear it?
Yeah.
And did you go answer it, right? And I think that's a lot of our success and our luck is because when we saw an opportunity, we recognized it as such, and then we
looked into it.
Yeah, but we didn't take 6 months to make a decision, right? We made a decision very quickly, and that's a key in business timing and being successful in business. I think is being able to see an opportunity, to recognize it as such, and then make that decision and go with it, and then put action in. Work, right? It's not a get rich quick scheme. You certainly don't want it to be. It's funny,
right?
So many people that join our business with us, and they're so worried when they're talking to us. This isn't a get rich quick scheme, is it? I don't want to get involved in a get rich quick scheme. We're like, no, of course you don't. Most of those are probably on the fringe of being illegal.
Right.
So I said, no, this isn't a get rich quick scheme. Then they get started, and then they don't want to work,
and
they want it to be a get rich quick scheme. No, it's not how it works.
Yeah, exactly. And would you define also luck as when opportunity and preparedness meet?
Yeah.
Isn't that what they,
I
think that's a saying also, but luck to us is when opportunity, preparedness, and decisiveness, we should actually throw in decisiveness, to go ahead and just say, I'm going to do this. And then be prepared, for that opportunity also, or after. You don't have to know about something to get started. You can learn after while you're doing it.
It's probably better that you do it that way, right?
Right.
Because if you wait until all your ducks are in a row, and if you wait until everything's just right, Saturn's aligned with Venus, and the moon is in its waning quarter or whatever, the opportunity is going to pass you by. Right.
Exactly.
That opportunity is not going to sit and wait for you to get everything figured out, and you never will.
Right.
I think you'll probably get to the point where you're never going to get to the point where you're comfortable and you think you're ready.
Right. Totally. Right. I feel like part of all of this is like walking on the edge of your own fears and just doing it anyway.
Yeah. Like so many have said, right? Everything you've ever wanted in life lies just outside your comfort zone.
Yes.
And I believe that's true. And there's so many times, I think, looking back on my life, whether it was my working career or it was being an entrepreneur or just doing anything, right? Participating in a sport, just doing anything. The times you've had the greatest triumphs and the greatest victories, and when you felt that you've accomplished the most, is when you've been pushed outside of your comfort zone. If you stay in your lane and never go outside and push yourself, you never have a true, I don't think, a true victory. Sure, you may do all right, fair to middling, right? But you're not going to have that that victory that you're going to talk about, you're going to think about for years to come. It's when you push yourself and you're outside your comfort zone.
Right. You don't expect to succeed necessarily. You want to, but yes.
Like lately you've taken on a lot of projects.
Yeah.
I know those weren't comfortable for you.
Right. Exactly. But I'm up for it. And I think part of it, I was thinking back when you were talking about sports, a lot of people I've talked about being a dance major. Maybe I haven't on here, but anyway, I was a dance major. But way before that, before dance, cheerleading, all that kind of stuff, I was a swimmer. And when I was back in South Carolina, I was on a swim team, and I was 7 years old, I think, when I joined that swim team. So 7 to 9. And I pushed myself. Was I scared to death? Yes. Was the water cold early in the morning? You swimmers out there know, yes. And I just went for it, and I won some medals, but it started at an early age. So I think now, because I pushed myself, I did achieve. There were times that I lost, of course, probably lost more than I won, but I think that set me up for success in life later to take on bigger tasks, like you're talking about, like these new things that I've been doing. Yeah, I'm just, I don't consider myself lucky, but if somebody offers me the opportunity, I look into it and I think, I could do this. If anybody can do it, that tells me I can do it. And also, right, if nobody's done it, still, it means you can do it still, whatever it is.
Yeah, for sure. And I think you bring up a really good point about sports, kids in sports, especially any kind of team sport. I love individual sports because, you push yourself, but I think there's so much value in doing a team sport at a young age, and not a team sport where everyone wins, right? Not a team sport that's giving away participation trophies. I mean, there's something to be said about getting some sort of a little trinket saying, hey, you participated, you went out, you played the sport, you did it. But there needs to be winners and losers. There needs to be consequences of working hard, working as a team, gelling as a team, coming together and doing your job on that team, right? And there should be a consequence to that, and that should be a win. You should win games and win the championship. And if teams don't train hard, they don't practice well, they don't work as a team very well, there should be consequences to that. You should not receive a trophy and you should lose, so to speak, right? Because it teaches everyone the right thing. It teaches even the kids. I mean, it teaches you how to be a gracious loser as well as a gracious winner. Yeah. It teaches you that if you don't put in the work and if you don't put in what you need to do, then you're not going to succeed. That's life.
Right. And you learn more when you fail, when you don't win.
Absolutely.
You really do.
Absolutely.
And it's a hard pill to swallow, but it's really true.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you played on a team that never lost a game, what are you going to learn from that, right?
You're always riding a high and thinking you're invincible. And then when you finally do lose, oh my gosh,
it's devastating.
Go in the tank? Yeah.
It's devastating. How do I ever come back from this?
Right.
And I've seen it when I know, like the guys that I worked with and the ones that were, I don't know, better adjusted. They were able to handle different stressful situations, because we run into a lot of stressful incidents all the time. And the guys that seem to really handle those well, and guys and girls, when I say guys, I'm saying men and women.
Right.
But the officers who were able to handle those really well and were under control were the ones that either had played sports and had played a lot of sports when they were kids, and a lot of them had been in the military. But they had done other things. They had done things where there were consequences to winning and losing, and hard work and no work. And it was funny because there are so many ex-professional athletes that are in the Los Angeles Police Department, and those guys were always scored away. It was weird. It was because they lived a life since they were little kids of pushing themselves, working together, working with the team, taking instructions from a coach, being coachable and teachable, showing up every day, every morning, like you were saying, in the early morning when the water's cold, it's not comfortable. But you do those things because it builds character.
Yeah, totally. And so I think, we're talking about kids young in sports. I encourage you, stop saying good luck. Even though I know it's this cordial little nice thing that, at least in the United States, we say to each other, break a leg in the performing arts, with dance. I don't say that. And I don't say good luck, but I encourage you to stop saying good luck to your kids. Instead, empower them to say, you have everything it takes. You don't need luck in this moment. You are prepared. You've done all the things, and God is with you. Like, we always throw that in too. That's another thing. We know with God, all things are possible. So why do you need luck? On top of that, with being prepared as well. So I encourage you, if you don't take anything away from this podcast, it's that part is start teaching your kids not to talk about luck, because it really isn't. It's their hard work, and they should be commended for it, and they're ready for the challenge. Yeah.
Absolutely. Like, luck wasn't almost a part of my vocabulary. I don't think I ever said good luck.
I know.
It would always be, hey,
you're going to be great.
You've been training, you know what you're doing, just do it.
Yeah,
just
you got
clear your
this.
mind. You're gonna do well. And then when it was time to go to practice, hey, have a great day of training today. Have a great day at practice today.
Yeah.
Learn something.
Right.
Work hard today. And that's just all the way it always is, right?
Right.
And if you think about it, you'll always perform how you last trained. Right. So if you don't train hard, if you don't work hard, if you don't take it seriously, that's how you're going to perform.
Right. Exactly. And I was looking at your shirt, the fox emblem on there, and I was thinking about your motocross days, because I don't know if we've talked about that on the podcast, that most of you may or may not know, but John raced motocross for years and years while in high school, junior high and high school? High school. And he was sponsored by Fox and many other, like Honda also, right?
Yamaha.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's okay. They're all good. They're all about the same.
Yamaha.
Yeah.
And
then I was talking to Honda when I left the sport.
That's what it was.
Yeah, I was talking to someone at Honda.
But yeah, and so he did that. And so I find it hard to believe also in any conversations from any coaching that you got, it was like when a race was coming up, Johnny, and he was called Johnny back then. Everyone called him Johnny Downey. Johnny, good luck. I highly doubt it, unless it was like a good, well-intended mother or,
I don't recall that.
friend.
I don't recall luck ever being a part of it, because we worked hard. I mean,
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's the same in business. Like, we are creating our own luck, guys. You should not be encouraging others by saying good luck.
Yeah. See, when you say we're creating our own luck, you're saying, see, to me, that still doesn't work out for me. I still can't say
you can't even say that.
You're creating your own opportunities, right?
Yeah.
You are creating your own success. You have, and isn't that cool too? What would you rather have? Have a life that you're in control of. The harder you work, the harder you train, the more effort you put into your business, the better it will pay you, or have it controlled by something, luck, by fate, by destiny, right? That you have absolutely no control over.
Right.
I would rather be the one in control, because then I know that I'm going to be the captain of my own ship. I'm going to steer myself in the right direction, and I'm going to do something, rather than just say, well, I'll just see which way the wind's going to blow me today and see,
right,
where I end up. Am I going to end up on the rocky shore, or am I going to end up where I want to go?
I'm so glad you brought that up about the wind and the sails.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. So it's funny because, again, back to business, we had started with Neora. We'd been a year or so involved. We'd hit the top level with the company, not because we knew what we were doing, but because we capitalized on the opportunity. And, but I was texting with a friend, encouraging her, hey, you should start your own franchise. And she said to me, Vikki, I'm just not as successful as you are. It was very condescending. I'm not as lucky as you. My life, just everything I do, it was just woe is me, instead of just owning her own shiz, right? I would have respected her more for that. Owning, that I'd made some wrong choices. I am where I am today, whatever. I wasn't even asking her to tell me her story, but she was like, anything you do turns to gold. It just kind of just doesn't seem fair. So, I'm not interested. And so she was almost blaming her not starting something where she could create an incredible income for herself and be successful on me. But I'm so lucky, right? And so I actually used I almost said Jim Rogan. I almost said his name. No, Jim Rohn. I used a Jim Rohn quote on her because I was reading, and really into personal development, still am. And
Did you say it like Jim Rohn?
I know he has a funny accent. If you've ever watched any of his YouTube videos, go watch and listen in. He's got a little accent. At first, it can rub people the wrong way, and now we love it. Right?
Oh, yeah.
We love his accent now. At first, we were like, "What?" But love it. But his philosophy is the same wind blows on us all.
Oh, yeah.
And I said that back to her. I go, look, so-and-so, I am not lucky. Everything I do does not turn to gold. The same wind blows on us all. And Jim Rohn goes on to say, the wind of success, the wind of failure. It's how you set your sail, right? When the wind changes, you've got to change your sail. And you got to pay attention to things, got to work hard, right? You can't just sit there and expect everything to fall in your lap. And so needless to say, when you stand up to people like that, they don't talk to you anymore. I kid you not. She has not talked to me, but I hope she took something away. I hope someday it'll make sense to her that I was really trying to give her great advice. That seriously, other people, no, we're not all blessed. We don't have pixie dust sprinkled on us. None of us do. The successful people that we can name off here, in life on this podcast today that you all know, they failed and failed and failed over and over again. They created their own luck. See, I'm okay with saying that because I get what I'm saying. I hope you guys get what I'm saying, but I get that you don't either.
Yeah, I just don't.
I create my own way with the help of God. I'm not trying to say I'm all that and a bag of chips, but obviously God is with me and guiding me and making me strong where I'm weak. But yeah, it cracked me up. And that gal, has yet to, I think I texted her, back and she didn't answer. And then I've reached out again, doesn't answer. And that's okay. I just hope she knows I meant well by that.
Yeah, I think so. I think she does. And if she doesn't, then what are you going to do?
You can't worry about it.
You're just saying like, I still can't do the thing with use the luck thing in there. It's like, another pet peeve of mine is, and this happens in almost every sport when they're getting close to the end of the year and they're talking about playoffs and they're talking about making playoffs and who's going to make playoffs. And when they get to the end, they're saying like some teams are in control of their own destiny.
Oh yeah.
Or they'll say they're in control of their own fate. So you can't control fate or destiny. So that is like one that drives me nuts.
Right.
I'm thinking that makes no sense because why don't you say they're in control of their own success or they're in control of their own failure? They need to win out to make it, something like that. But when you say, yep, Bob, they're in control of their own destiny, I'm thinking you don't even know what destiny is.
Right. You've looked up the
it's
description.
You have no control over it.
Yeah. It
Anyways,
just happens. Yeah. And, let's talk about one other thing that, since you talked about pet peeves, is that a pet peeve? I'm putting words in your mouth.
Yeah, it is.
I would call it a pet peeve. Okay. Okay. Me too. Trash is a pet peeve of mine, but business wise, when you're coaching somebody and you say, you give them some great advice, things that work, obviously, because as a coach, you're not going to teach somebody something that doesn't work. So you're teaching them something that works. If they just do it, they'll have success, right? And then they say back to you, I'm going to try.
Oh, yeah.
That is, right? I think both of our pet peeve. We didn't raise our kids to say, I'm going to try, Mom. I'm going to try, Dad. No. We go back to the Yoda phrase, which is, there is no try, only do.
Mm-hmm.
Mic drop, right? Boom. There is no try. There's only do. And by doing, you're going to either move step closer to your goal or maybe, okay, that didn't work, whatever you tried. And then you learn from it. It's going to be one or the other. Path to success. Oh, that didn't work. Okay, reevaluate, readjust, and do it again. Not try again. The whole try just sends me through a loop. And I will actually, if you guys are on our team or we are with you in another business, I'll send you the Yoda meme. I will send you the Yoda meme that says there is no try, only do.
Yeah. And I think when people have that mindset of they're going to try, that means they're leaving the door open for failure. And it's okay to fail, but you don't want to
Right.
leave that door open. You want that door forced open because of something that didn't go perfectly well. And then you can look back on it. And like you were saying, Vic, you can learn from it,
Yeah.
because that's how you learn, is through the failures. So you're going to have failures, but don't go out with that door already wide open that, hey, I'm going to try. Probably not going to succeed, but I'm going to try.
Yeah. How empowering is the word try? It's not very empowering either. Do is empowering. Like, you're going to do it. You're going to get it done, and try sounds very, I'm going to try, almost a bit of a martyr. And I'm not accusing any of you guys on our team that have, said that to me. I'm sure that's not what you meant, but that's what it comes across. Like, oh, woe is me. I'm a little, thing over here that's just going to try. No, how about stand up tall, put your shoulders back, get out there and do, yeah. So I hope I'm like phrasing all this right. Yeah.
Yeah, because if you think about it too, I was just trying to think, any successful sports team, like, could you imagine like just pick the Super Bowl, right? And it's the Super Bowl, and they've got their starters, and I can't imagine, the let's say the O-line coach tells them, okay, these are the blocking assignments. We're gonna try and run this play. I think it's going to be successful. These are the blocking assignments. You've got to pull. This guard's got to pull. Then you're going to take the mic, and then he's going to look at his coach and say, yeah, I'll try.
I know.
Right?
Yeah,
I think
you got it, coach. Right.
Right. If I think that was the response, I think you'd see a different guard playing, being a starter. Right. I don't think any coach would put up with anyone saying, yeah, I'll try.
And it's mindset. So, currently, if you've been saying that and you don't even realize it, it might have been passed on generation to generation.
It is a mindset.
Yeah. And so stop that. Just have it stop at your generation. And you may be the change you want to see, not in the world necessarily, but of course but your family. You be the one that stops saying try, stop saying they're just lucky, stop saying all the disempowering things, and start saying things that empower your friends and family. Yeah.
And then if something happens and it doesn't go as planned, it's okay.
Yeah.
Just know going in that sometimes you're going to have failure.
Right.
It's okay.
Right. You're going to learn and do it differently next time.
And you'll get around, you'll get past it, and you'll be better because of it.
Right.
Well, I think we beat up the try word.
We did. And luck, is there anything else left on luck that we wanted to leave you guys with before we sign off?
Horseshoes, right? They all have to be with they all have to be like in a U shape.
That's right.
This holds all the luck in.
That's right. Does it have to do like with the gold?
Just luck.
Like
horseshoes are lucky, right? And so there's supposed to be some luck with a horseshoe. But if you see people that put them on, they put them on the wall
upside down.
Yeah, and they put them so they're this way.
Oh,
they say all their luck is run out of the horseshoe. So that's why you normally see them going this way, like under doorways.
Yeah,
like you pass through a threshold of a doorway, you're supposed to have luck.
I didn't even know
the horseshoe is in the proper direction, I guess.
Never heard
we have no horseshoes at our house.
No. I have never heard that. That's pretty cool.
We do have horseshoes, but we throw those outside.
Yeah.
So we don't have anything mounted on the wall.
Exactly. That's right. That's right. Well, we hope this has been inspirational to you. Listen to it again and again. Share it with a friend. Put us in your story, screenshot. We'd love to see the podcast in our story. We're hearing more and more friends are sharing it with friends. So we really appreciate that. And if you have any comments, please leave those too for us. We'd love to hear that. If you want to get in touch with us about being coached in a business, you can find our information in the show notes. So have a great one.
Yep. And watch out, Joe Rogan.
We're coming for you, Joe Rogan. Have a great day. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us on Dig the Well.
We hope you feel empowered and ready to take on new challenges.
Remember, if we can do it, so can you. Keep learning, keep believing, and going after your dreams.
And if you enjoyed this episode, share it with someone who needs a little inspiration or maybe a nudge in the right direction.
Help us grow this community of go-getters. Together, we can achieve greatness and get back to family.
Thanks for listening, and let's keep digging the well.